it is time. We need to talk about Poshmark. We need to talk about what is happening on that platform. And I've got my tea, and it's time to spill it. Hey friends, how are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing so well, and I'm excited for today's video. I don't know if excited is the right word, but it is time. I know it is. I have gotten so many messages from you guys and comments asking about my sales on Poshmark, how I think it's going on the platform, what my thoughts are, and we need to talk about it. It is so frustrating. And I have so much to talk about, so buckle up. Here we go. I am not a person that likes drama. I try to avoid it, and I usually do. And I absolutely love Poshmark, and so I've tried to avoid making a video like this or talking about all of the frustrations that I've been having, because I would like to have more opportunities to work with Poshmark in the future. I have worked with them in the past, but Poshmark has proven to me recently that they do not care what I have to say and that they probably are not gonna work with me ever again. So as a lot of you guys know, Poshmark has made some changes recently. They made them to their search algorithm, and they're continuing to make changes to that search algorithm. So what they have done right now, up until this point, is not going to be the only changes they make. They're going to continue rolling out more changes, and that is what they told us in the Fireside Chat that they just had. Jeremy and I were lucky enough to get a spot in this Fireside Chat with the leaders of Poshmark. And this is a system that they are going to be using to disperse information about what's happening on their platform via Zoom calls, where the chats are enabled, but no one's allowed to speak, obviously, where they limit the number of people that can come in. You have to get a ticket to get into one of these chats, or there's one coming up about search features where they're supposed to be telling us how the search features work and how to best list things so that we can sell more, but they are limiting the number of people that can attend. This is where I literally could get really upset, because they have changed so many things on the app. Apparently there are strategies to do better on the app, but they're only allowing a few people to know. How is that a good idea? I feel like that is the dumbest idea. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the Fireside Chat that they had, so where they talked about some of the changes that they made and kind of finally given an explanation for some of the pieces of the algorithm that they're changing. We're also going to talk about the seller tools survey that they just came out with. There's a lot of ground to cover here today. But let me start out with this. The reason why today is the day to make the video is because Jeremy and I are so frustrated. And this is the thing. So I've worked with Poshmark in the past. A lot of viewers probably just don't know how sponsorships work, and that is totally fine. You wouldn't need to know. But most often how companies reach out to YouTubers or to other influencers for sponsorships is not through their actual company. We don't have a person at Poshmark that's reaching out to us. They have contracted out the work to other more talent searching companies. So I worked through a third-party company that was hired by Poshmark when I did a sponsorship with Poshmark. So we don't actually have a contact, which is a little confusing for some viewers. Because I've worked with them in the past, Jeremy and I tried reaching out to Poshmark through so many different channels in order to tell them the responses I've been getting and the kinds of comments that I get about Poshmark, to kind of talk to them about some of our frustrations. And also, I had a solution to them. I had a solution for them as well. I offered, even for free, to work with them to make content for their YouTube channel, which is dead. They have not posted on there in so long. I've offered to make content with them where they can disperse the information in a free fashion, where they can give us all this information in a way that's not a reserved Zoom chat, where they can have evergreen content where there's gonna be tons of views. They get 30,000 views on videos, but they haven't used their YouTube channel. And I feel like that is the best way to get all of these video ideas that they're having, where they're having all these people come in and you have to reserve a spot. Why not just make that content available to everyone? So I've been offering to work with them in that way. I have reached out to every single one of their marketing people on LinkedIn. I've sent emails to everyone in their marketing department. I've reached out via Instagram multiple times, and I literally have not gotten a single response back. So I am pretty much over it at this point, and I've decided that I just want to make this video too in hopes that it makes it to Poshmark's door, because we need to know what is happening with the platform before changes are made. And I also think another reason why a lot of us are so upset with Poshmark right now is that I don't understand why they're trying to fix something that wasn't broken. They have a whole PR crisis on their hands right now because everyone is so mad at Poshmark. So let's jump into this a little bit. But if you guys do think that that would be a good idea to have somebody in the reselling community, it doesn't even have to be me. Having somebody that has their fingers on the pulse of the reselling community, working with Poshmark, making YouTube videos with them, and getting that information out to the masses, let me know. But also send this video to Poshmark. Email it, send it to their Instagram, message them saying that's what you need, because I wouldn't mind if it's not me that does that, but we need that. As a Poshmark reselling community, I love Poshmark. I really prefer to use it over other reselling platforms, but it's getting a little crazy. So now let's jump into the fireside chat. Now, in the fireside chat, I had Jeremy record it for me. I was actually out thrifting while it was going on. I was actually driving home, and so I wasn't able to hear it myself, but he did record all of the audio from the call. So I'm gonna share with you guys a clip of what Poshmark says they actually changed about the search algorithm, because I think that there's a lot of confusion out there too about what they actually changed. But let's hear from them what they say that they changed, okay?
There's a lot of information out there on what we changed, but can you share with the community here exactly what we changed about search?
Yeah. So our old search algorithm was based on keyword data that heavily emphasized the last share date. So this gave you our sellers a tool to market your closet by sharing your listings. Yes. This also helped us prioritize active listings and ensure that we don't drive valuable traffic to inactive listings. What we found is that we made some tweaks to emphasize the attributes of the listing, such as brand of your listing or color, while still keeping the powerful impact of sharing. And what we found is that buyers were placing even more orders than they did before. So now we're in a place where we're prioritizing both sharing and matching search queries with the attributes of your listings.
So that's what they say they changed. And they say that this has led to an increase of sales. Most people that I have heard from say that they have had their sales drop off. And even the comment section in the fireside chat was so intense and crazy, guys. Like, it was moving so fast, and so many people were sharing the exact same information that what I'm saying, that people are upset. I have some of the comments. Jeremy took some screenshots of them. This one person, her name is Michelle, she said that $3,000 to $400 in a month is not a tweak, it's a disaster. So she was selling $3,000 a month, now she's selling $400. Like, things like that. So what I'm confused about too, and what I think is a little bit of the pushback here is, yes, there's more sales overall, perhaps. I don't know. I would like to see the information and the numbers on that. But who is selling those things? It's not us. It's not the resellers. And so it's got to be people that have one or two items or a small amount of items in their closet. And so it's really, I feel like it's a little bit of a slap in the face to us who have invested our time and our lives and our livelihood into making this a business, that they would go and switch everything and change everything to help impact people who aren't doing this as a job, that are doing this as a hobby or just as a way to sell one or two items. And that's leading to a lot of more inactive closets, a lot of more inactive listings getting purchased, which might be making the numbers look like they're selling more. But for the people that are going to be constantly putting more clothing up in their closets, it's really hurting us, which I think is just insane that they would be preferencing and giving preference to those people that aren't doing this as a career, to the people that aren't even like me, who are on here on YouTube making videos 3 times a week where I am pushing Poshmark. I'm the person that they're hurting, you know? Like, you want to be helping the people that are helping you, right? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. Let's look at another comment, because I thought these comments were honestly sometimes hilarious. I was just talking about this, how they have another like search, kind of like fireside chat where we can listen on a Zoom call about those search hacks. I'm not in it. I couldn't get a ticket. But this person said, why is next week's education closed to the majority of us? If there is important information, everyone should have access to the education, not just a select few. To that I say, preach it, y'all. This is the real tea. This is the part that got me really upset actually in this fireside chat. I'm gonna play it for you guys because it's actually insane. There was this point in this meeting where the two leaders, their faces were just like deer in the headlights because they were getting so much hate and they had no idea why. I feel like they are not in touch with their community right now. But there's this one part of this video chat where they address everybody's sales tanking. And let me just share with you guys why they said that our sales are tanking. Okay, are you ready for it? This is actually sort of hilarious. Every single comment like in the stream was basically everybody just saying like, this is complete BS. Like, why? We're all imagining, this person said, apparently we're all imagining our sales tanking. And then this person also killed me. This is from this person named Tara. Because you're smiling and talking about how Poshmark only thrives when we do, but we're flailing out here, so your smiling is annoying AF. I don't know why I found that so funny, but I did. So, this is them telling us why our sales are tanking.
I'm seeing a lot of messages or comments within the chat about, why would some people be seeing slow sales because of these changes? Maybe you can share some insight into other factors that are that should be considered for declining sales.
Yeah. First of all, I would say don't stop sharing, as this is still a major factor for search visibility on Poshmark. Second, I would say look out for change and find ways to embrace it. There are a lot of things that are changing right now that are likely affecting your business and our business. One example is that the world is opening up after a long time of being shut down. And what's happening is shoppers are shifting their buying habits. Some are shopping at stores instead of online. Others are buying different types of merchandise, and we're seeing this at a macro level on Poshmark. But I would really encourage you to look at how it's affecting your merchandise assortment in your closet, and adapt. I think the next 6 months are going to be a period of huge change as this pandemic evolves into whatever it's going to evolve into. So again, study that pattern of engagement you get on your list.
So basically, the reason why all of our sales tanked at the exact same time that Poshmark made this algorithm change is because the world is changing. Because they happen to coincide at the exact same moment that the world only started opening up when Poshmark made the algorithm change. And it's not, in fact, Poshmark's algorithm change that has influenced anyone's sales and caused them to decrease, but it is the fact that we're not as strict about COVID rules and people are shopping in person more. What? That is so stupid. I remember when they first started making the change, I made a video about this because the exact day when Poshmark reversed their algorithm change that did not work, I made a video because that night I sold $800 in one day. I've been going for days with no sales. My sales chart literally looked like a flat line. And then as soon as they changed it, I shot up in sales. Like, obviously, what they're doing is affecting us and our sales. It is making it difficult to sell things for the majority of sellers, for the majority of resellers, I should say. Maybe not for the majority of sellers in general. Maybe that's where they're seeing the increase. But for the majority of us that have many listings in our closets, we're the ones that are bearing the brunt of the problem. And I think that that is important to know, especially those of us who don't have a following. So I think that a lot of YouTubers who are also in the reselling game are not seeing that big of a change because they have a viewership, they have followers, they have subscribers who are watching their hauls and that buy things from them. I'm one of them. I'm not super huge, but I do have a lot of you wonderful people that buy things from me. And a lot of resellers who are not on Instagram or YouTube, they don't have that. I definitely think that it's a it's had a huge effect. I've sold a lot less than normal, and it's been affecting my business. It affects my livelihood. For those of us who are using this as their sole income, there has to be better, more transparent work. And I think that Poshmark realizes that they need to be more transparent, and so they think that the answer is making these little chats where not everybody can get into the chats, which is dumb. But honestly, why not just tell us all the information? Tell us what you're doing beforehand. Tell us all these things that you're having in these little chats, but do it in a way that we can always come back to it and view, like a YouTube channel. I also, when they're talking about that the sales are going up, I want to see whose closets those sales are coming from. I really do feel like it's probably those people that are a smaller closet or are only selling a few things. They're more just selling their own stuff. And I also want to know what the ship time is for those sales, because a lot of us who are in this as a job, we're not waiting around to ship something out. We're trying to get it out as quickly as possible because that is money in the bank, that's inventory. And so I bet, if I had to guess, I bet ship times have really skyrocketed, that it's taking a lot longer for people to ship things out. I also personally, I heard that if you buy things on Poshmark, then that helps increase your sales. So I tried it out. I bought something on Poshmark. I bought it on April 19th. Now, as I'm filming this is April 29th. I have been waiting. It's been 10 days. And my person that I bought it from has not shipped it. It has been sitting. I've messaged them 4 different times and I've never received a response from them. So I'm probably just not going to get the item I paid for. But also, I feel like that has never happened to me before. And I think that is an indicator too, that maybe it's not just this one instance, but I feel like on the whole, this is probably happening a lot more, where people who are not active on the app, who aren't responding to comments, who aren't messaging people back, are selling things. And then it's contributing towards sales numbers, but then they never actually send out their items. Those are my thoughts about the Fireside Chat, things in general with the search algorithm. Hopefully this is helpful to you. At least hopefully it's validating. Last thing we need to talk about is the Poshmark survey. So they did the seller tool survey. This is basically, Poshmark put out a survey on the app. It was at like the top of the screen. But basically, this survey was asking us what tools we use to share on their platform, because they don't have any here themselves. And it was asking us how much we pay for those services. Those are the important questions in here. Which services are you using? Are you using any? And are you paying for it? And of course, people are going to take the survey because they're offering that they're gonna select some winners that are gonna get $50. So obviously there's an incentive there, but it's just research for them so that they can give us a bulk sharing option, but they're gonna charge for it, for sure. And so by them asking us how much we pay, they're getting a pricing estimate of how much we will be willing to pay them instead, which is a business technique, but they're treating us like customers rather than like people who use their platform for our job. Does that make sense? They should be empowering us instead of using us as people that can tell them more information about how to get more money out of us. Like, that doesn't make any sense. You do that to customers, not to the people that are selling on your platform. I don't get it. But with that, why not just be transparent? Why not just tell us, hey, we're thinking about creating a Poshmark sharing tool. Would you be interested in that? If you're interested, how much would you be willing to pay? Why not do that instead of doing all these questions that you go through and then, oh, how much do you pay for your reselling? How much do you pay for your sharing services? Also, they're not allowed on Poshmark, so were we supposed to even say that we use one? Like, I don't know what they're thinking. But also, there's so many things that you're not allowed to do on Poshmark, like use stock photos, like share in general, all these different things that I'm just like, at this point, why have the rules if you don't care if we're using the sharing features and if you want to pull out your own? I don't know. Those are my thoughts. So yeah, who knows if this video made any sense? If you're not on Poshmark, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about, but if you're still here watching, I thank you for it. Those are my frustrations. Those are the things that are bothering me. Those are the things I want fixed. I want a more transparent Poshmark. I want a Poshmark that helps me sell things and does not hinder me from selling things. And if they're gonna continue to tweak their search algorithm over and over, they said that in a different part of the video. If you guys wanna hear the whole thing, maybe I can make a separate video on it. But if they continue to tweak the search algorithm over and over again in the coming months and years, like, why are they trying to fix something that was not broken? It wasn't broken, it was working. And now it is not. So those are my thoughts. If you guys think that Poshmark would thrive with having a partner, not even with me, like just with anybody that could create videos for them to put out so we can have the information, we can have it in a form of content that will stay up and you don't have to have a secret invitation to get into, let them know. Reach out to them. Tell them that. I know that I have also said that I've reached out to them many times and it hasn't changed anything, but if enough of us do it, it's gotta do something. So share this video with them. Share it with anybody else that's feeling frustrated. I know I needed to watch something like this today because I'm feeling it. So hopefully you enjoyed it. I would also like to say, I love Poshmark still. I just want them to be better. So there's that. But that was the tea. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And until the next video, bye.